Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another pick a card reading. This one is all about what is currently holding you back from your desires and how to fix it. So this is something I think we can all benefit from knowing, because we all have certain desires that we want to manifest, and sometimes they're just not coming true and we don't know why or what's holding us back. Sometimes it can be something that's like super embedded into our subconscious mind, and it's kind of hard to figure out. So this is one way to help you guys figure it out. So if you guys are wanting to manifest stuff, we can find out what's going on and fix it. That's the goal. If you guys are new to these readings, I'm going to give a little quick rundown of how pick a card readings work. And basically, there are 5 piles that we currently have today. This is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, this is pile number 3, this is pile number 4, and this is pile number 5. And so take a moment to just let your gut instincts lead you to which pile that you are the most drawn to, what you're most attracted to, what's just like screaming out to you, like, please pick me. So take a minute, figure it out, and then I'll have links in the description box where you guys can, open up that description box, see what time stamp is linked to what card, and then skip ahead to that time so you guys can watch your pile right after this intro. So without further ado, let's hop right into this video. So pile number 1, let's find out what's going on for you and what's holding you back. You have a piece of labradorite on the top of the pile, and let's find out what's going on. All right, so pile number 1, this is what's going on for you and the obstacles that you're currently facing and how to get what you want. So we start off with the 3 of Pentacles, which to me says a few different things. Again, this is a general reading, so I'm going to point out all the different things that it can mean, and whatever resonates with you, that's probably what it is. So the 3 of Pentacles can mean that we need the help of others in order to complete our project or whatever we're doing, whatever our goal is. We kind of need to work in a collaboration of some kind, or we need other people involved in what it is that we want. So it can mean that. It can also mean that we've already completed the initial stages of finding out what we want as a goal, what we're trying to chase towards. And we've done the initial planning, because the 2s are usually the planning, and then 3 is usually kind of the initiation of the project or desire that we're trying to chase after. So it can indicate that we kind of have the beginnings already figured out, and now we just need to step into it and start doing it. We need to figure out a detailed schedule and stick to the schedule and all that kind of stuff. So it's about figuring that out. The next card that we have is the 5 of Swords, and when this card comes up, it can mean that we might be bitter from a past circumstance, that somebody let us down and really pissed us off or something and cheated us in a way. And we're still holding on to that, and we can't really move forward unless we let that go. It can also be that we fear kind of the competition that we're going to face. We might feel like we're inadequate and not quite good enough, and that there's too much competition in the way, so we won't come out on top because we're worried about there's other people that might be better than us or something like that. So if you have any of these fears, that you're not good enough, or that there's too much competition out there, it's time to get rid of those negative mind frames, because that's what's holding you back. So it could be not letting go of the past of somebody kind of taking advantage of you, or it can be, like I said, us fearing the competition that's ahead of us, or feeling like we're inadequate or not good enough. So it's getting rid of those negative mind frames, those old beliefs, those old things, past hurts and stuff like that. Let all that stuff go. You can meditate on it to let it go, or you could just say time to get rid of that energy, just letting it go, not going to focus on it anymore, because it's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you anywhere if you keep thinking about the past, and it's not going to get you anywhere if you feel inadequate or tell yourself that you're not good enough, because you are good enough. With the 3 of Pentacles as the first card, it's saying you've already figured out the initial stuff. You're right there. You're on the verge of it. You just got to go chase after and keep a really good, solid schedule. Maybe even get the help of others if you need some other person to work on some other part of the goal or project that you're kind of working towards or whatever. You can also do it on your own. It can mean a couple different things. Again, find out what resonates with you. And then the next card that we have is the Magician. So it's literally saying you're good enough. The Magician is the guy who has everything. He's the only card in the deck that's literally holding. It's like a dude holding everything. He's got the cups, he's got the pentacles, he's got the wands, and he's got the swords. He's got all the elements, he's got it all right in front of him, and he's kind of like the alchemist, or, you know, the magician, because he can do anything. Like, he can do all this different stuff. He's got everything that he needs in front of him. So it's like the universe confirming that you literally have everything that you need to succeed. You already have it all. Like, you have the knowledge, you have the things, you have the power, you have the everything that you could need. It's not like you're inadequate at all. The universe is actually saying quite the opposite. It's like you are completely good enough. And it's something you should go after. It's just getting rid of these negative mind frames that kind of hold you back, or not letting go of the past. So it's time to let go of the past, step into the future, and know that you have everything, you can do it. And then the next card we have is the Autumn Equinox, talking about release. So it's time to release like all these negative thoughts that kind of like drag you down. Let all of that go. And I feel like you can manifest your stuff pretty quickly, because we also have the full moon in Aries, which is a fiery climax approaches. It's just like maybe let your rage out or something and just let all that negative stuff go. Just be like, you know what, I fucking am good enough, and all that kind of stuff. You know, just like tell yourself that on a really deep level. And then we have the card, the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? So I feel like that obviously correlates to the Five of Swords card, that we might be holding on to our past patterns and stuff like that. So it's time to let all that go. Don't cling on to stuff anymore. Don't cling on to the past. If that's what's holding you back, it's like time to let that stuff go. And it ends in the void of course moon, which is missing. So just make sure that like you have all the people there that you need in order to make this kind of dream happen. But I think you do have everything, because we also have the Magician card here. But, you know, just make really good schedules, make really good plans, plan even further if need be. Just make sure you got everything, because I think that's what's going to boost your confidence and knowing that you can make it happen, is by convincing yourself, by just making extra sure that you have everything. So that is all for you, pile number one. Go out there and get your goals on, make them happen, because I'm stoked for you guys. Like, just do it. You guys are the magician. You have everything. It's awesome. All right, so pile number two, we have some rainbow moonstone on the top of yours, and let's find out what is currently holding you back from your desires and how to fix it. All right, so pile number two, this is what we got for you. So immediately I'm seeing that the thing that's holding you back is kind of having to juggle a lot of things going on already. So whatever your desires are, you might be being held back by having too much going on in your day-to-day life that you can't really find time to fit it in your schedule. You're like, how am I gonna find time for this thing that I'm desiring? Like, how's it going to fit in? Because you probably do a lot of different things in your day, and you already have so much going on that it's kind of a juggle already. And I mean, you're juggling it, you're doing good, but adding another thing might be a little bit too much for you at the moment. We also have the Ace of Cups, and this talks about like having your creativity like overflowing, and just like maybe you're like really ready to add in like a partner into your life, or a lover, or like a creative project that you're wanting to do, something to do with the expression of love and creativity and the overflow of like something you're really passionate about. So you probably have that desire going on underneath, and that kind of like burning feeling that you want to fit that into your schedule and like make it happen. But maybe it's just like you have a lot going on right now. Maybe it's not really, it can't really come out quite properly. The Hierophant, again, it's a general reading, so find what, I'm going to say all the different meanings of the cards, find what resonates with you the most, and that's what's going to be correct for you. So the Hierophant can mean that you're currently in school maybe, and you just don't have time to add like extra things on your plate right now, because the Hierophant can rule like schools and institutions. It can also rule religion and spirituality and that kind of stuff, and then like sticking and conforming to that. And it can also be sticking to and conforming to the rules of society. So another thing that could be holding you back is the need to conform to society and be very normal, and not really, maybe you feel like you can't let out your true desires because it's not what conforms to society. Like maybe you have desires that are a little bit out there and you're afraid of being judged for it or something like that. So that can also be another thing that the Hierophant talks about. But the Ace of Cups talks about, letting all your creativity out, letting all of your, everything that you have out, letting out that pure raw emotion that you have and just being yourself and embracing that and letting that be who you are and expressing it, making time for it. Maybe it's just like you're juggling. You're just like, I don't really have time for it because I also just want to conform to society. And like you're juggling between these two different things of like, do I stick to conforming to society or do I live who I am and my true authenticity and that kind of stuff. So it can be many different things, but find out what correlates to you, and that's probably what's going on. So in order to, really manifest your desires and make them happen, I would say you have to just let your own creativity, your own inner authentic self, like flow out. And if you're having a hard time juggling a lot of different things and it's like really hard to fit into your schedule, prioritize what's most important to you. If your desires are what's most important to you, make time for it and drop off a couple things that, aren't as important. So definitely reevaluate your schedule and stuff like that. And then, just be your authentic true self and just do it. Just be it. You know what I mean? So another card that we have is be bold and make the first move. It's the cardinal moon. So just, be bold, let that authenticity out and make the first move. Don't wait for other people to do it. Don't wait for society to say that it's okay. Just be bold and just do it. Like, don't let anything hold you back. Don't let people hold you back. Don't let the judgments of other people hold you back. Like, it's all good. Just the only person that should judge you is you. So if you are okay with it, that's all you need. The only approval that you ever need is the approval from yourself, because nobody else has any control over you or who you are. We also have the card, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So I definitely think when it comes to the Hierophant, it's talking about conforming to society, and that's probably what's holding you back, because we have so many other cards that kind of, support that's what's going on. So don't dim your light. Your light is so powerful, and it's probably not what maybe fits in directly to society, but it's okay, because that light is beautiful and people need that light. We can't just do exactly what society says and only shine our light in that one corner but not in the rest of the room. It's like we gotta light up the whole room, guys, because it's probably a gorgeous room, but so many of us are so scared to shine the light where other people aren't shining theirs, and we just all want to shine where everyone else is shining their light, and it's just like it creates such an imbalance, if that makes sense. So it's time to bring the balance back into the world and become our unique selves, let our authentic selves out, because that's what's the most amazing part about this world, is that we are actually all so different. None of us are the same. Literally not one person in this world is the same as the next person. There's always something that's different and unique about everybody, and I think that's what's so beautiful. And it's like society tells us not to embrace that, but I say, fuck it, it's time to embrace that, because that is the most amazing thing in this world. All of us want to fit in so bad, but we don't realize we all actually fit in because we're all so different. Like, each and every one of us is different. It's just like, it's more weird to conform to society. I think that's weird, is when people want to conform so badly and fit in with everybody else. It's like they're changing who they really are. That, to me, is weird. Being yourself and being authentic and having your quirks, that's not weird. That's normal to me. That's what I say. But feel what feels right to you, and that's what you should be doing. The last card we have is Pluto of Transformation. So it's time to transform. Let all of that other stuff go. Let the rules of society go. Transform yourself to let your true light shine, your true authentic light from your soul shine out. And that's what's going to bring you closer and closer to your desires and make you manifest your desires, is saying no to the rules of society and just being yourself and letting that creativity flow. And then, just doing it. Don't hum and haw it, just do it. And then you're going to come closer and closer to your goals like that. So that's all for you, pile number 2. All right, so pile number 3, let's find out what is currently holding you back from your desires and how to fix it. We have some rose quartz on the top of that pile. Let's find out what's going on for you guys. So pile number 3, this is what we have going on for you. So immediately when I see the Devil card in the middle, I feel like your guys' struggle is trying to find that instant gratification rather than long-term gratifications, like wanting to do the quick things to like get recognition and the feel-good feelings, or to get people's approval. You do like really quick things, or even your own approval for yourself, or just like things that make you feel good. It can deal with addictions as well. It can deal with addictions in relationships, like being addicted to a toxic relationship, feeling like you're really tied to something that you can't get out of. It's like feeling like you're stuck in a certain situation and you don't really see a way out. It feels like you're kind of like clinged on to it, or you're just clinged on to the need for like instant, quick gratification and not really willing to put in the work for anything really super long term, because it doesn't give you the quick kind of gratification that you might be used to having. So that's what the challenge for you guys seems to be. But we also have the Lovers here, and so I think the universe is trying to tell you that you need to choose, because the Lovers can be a choice. It can also be people, so it can be also connecting with people as well, and the need to connect with people in order to feel better and not be alone, not be stuck in a cave by yourself. Don't don't try to go it alone. Like surround yourself with a lot of people. It can be that. It can also be needing to choose what do you really value? What do you really want to be? Who do you really want to be? It's also figuring out what you value and what you really want to stand for in the world. So what internally do you honestly value? Do you value instant gratification for little quick things, or do you really value the big gratification for putting in a lot of work, things that might have taken a lot of time that nobody might have even supported in the beginning? They might have looked at you like, what are you doing? That's going to take a lot of work. Do you understand how much work that's going to take? And then you're just like, no, I understand. I'm doing it anyway. And that's where the kind of King of Pentacles energy comes in. He's somebody who puts in the work for the long term. He's somebody that, like when he has an idea or a project in mind, he doesn't care how long it's going to take to get there, because he knows the value of the end goal. So it's like he might have to work on something for a really long time and put in a lot of effort and have a schedule and have a routine that he might get tired of, or it kind of gets mundane and boring in between it, because it's just like you're doing the same thing every day, and maybe the gratification isn't quite there yet, and it's still not quite there tomorrow, and it's not there in a month from now, but maybe in like a year or 2 or 5 from now, all of a sudden it's just like whatever vision you had in mind is now so beautiful, it manifested, it's so big, and everyone's looking at you like, how did you manifest that? That's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Like, how did you get that? It's like, all of a sudden driving around like the greatest new car. Maybe you got some like freaking like Ferrari or McLaren or something. You're driving around and everyone's like, you're like 25. How did you get that? Like, what? And it's just like, I put in the work. Like, I just did it. Everyone like probably thought I was crazy and I didn't get a lot of gratification, but now people are looking at me like, damn, how did you do that? It's like, kind of reminds me of Ed Sheeran's story. I'm obsessed with Ed Sheeran, but like, when he was like starting out his music career, and I think it was Justin Bieber's manager or something that said like, and don't quote me on this, I could be wrong, but I know that it's something about this in the story, like this is the story, I forgot who said what, but I'm pretty sure it was Justin Bieber's manager that heard about Ed Sheeran and was just like, he's not gonna make it. Like, he doesn't even have a drummer or anything, not even a full band. He's just a dude with a guitar. Nobody's gonna like come and see that guy on stage or whatever. And then, he just kept playing, he kept going for it. He's just like, I don't care, this is who I am, this is what my passion is. I don't want a full band in it. I want it to just be me and my guitar and my loop pedal and doing all these crazy things. And now he sells out like Madison Square Garden 4 times in a row, like in the back-to-back nights and stuff like that or whatever. Or however many times he sold it out, I forgot what it was. But either way, even selling out that place once is insane. And he made it happen, even though people didn't believe in him. He just kept putting in the work. And I mean, he did it for a long time, slept on couch to couch to couch, and just like knew what he wanted. He had this vision and he believed he could make it happen. Everyone told him he was crazy. Even Justin Bieber's manager told him he was crazy. And he just kept going for it. And now he's one of the biggest musicians in the world. So it's kind of what I'm seeing here, especially when I see the King of Pentacles, because that's kind of like a King of Pentacles sort of, thing where they just keep putting in the work no matter what people tell them, no matter how boring it might get, even if you don't see success right away, even if you don't see it in a year from now. It's just like, what you're going for, and you're just going to make it happen. And you learn how to make things happen that way. So it's about, giving up the need for instant gratification, knowing that, your goal might take a while to manifest, but it's worth it. And if you know that it's worth it, you guys can create anything. Like the King of Pentacles can put his mind towards anything and just make it happen because he knows how to make it happen. And he's like a super manifestor and basically has everything. The King of Pentacles literally has everything. He has all the money. He has everything that he could ever want. Everything. So just know you have that potential, but it's just letting, these negative mind frames go, letting go of the need for certain things, like anything that we might be addicted to or whatever, even addicted to instant gratification. So it's all those different things. The next card that we have is Cave Sanctuary. So it's just like, maybe take some time to really figure out, and let these mind frames go. Become in your sanctuary, meditate, let these mind frames go. Realize that you don't need to hang on to certain things anymore. You can let it go. But then also with the Lovers card, it's like finally coming out to the world and not needing to be in a cave anymore. But maybe we need to be a little bit recluse for a little while because we need to work on our projects and our goals and make them happen. But then come out and share it to the world, because the last card we have is the 10th house of the world. So it's like the 10th house it's kind of like the career house. It's like making anything and everything happen, but it's the world. So it's on a really large, grandiose scale. And the King of Pentacles is also a grandiose kind of guy. So it's like he makes anything happen. People look at that guy and they're just like, whoa, how did you make that happen? But it's because he put in so much work and he just did it no matter what. And he had this vision. He's just like, I'm just going for it. It's like the story of the tortoise and the hare, The tortoise is the slow moving one, but he actually gets to the finish line first because he's dedicated and keeps moving, and he's dedicated no matter how boring and slow he is and no matter how boring and slow it seems. But he gets there, and the hare is the one that gets distracted. He's the rabbit. He moves really quick, but he also gets distracted really quick. So it's, come on to that King of Pentacles vibe, 10th house shit, it's the world, and it's all about like grandiose career stuff. So you can make a lot of whatever you want, you can make it happen. Then we also have the full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. So what this is talking about is don't look at those instant gratification things. Look at the big picture. What do you really want to create? These instant things, they go away just as fast as they come in, and then we're left like feeling empty again because it's like, oh, well, that was fun for a day, but now what? So look at the bigger picture. What do you really want to create, and what kind of gratification do you want to get because of the amazing thing that you want to create? And the only gratification that you should ever look for is a gratification from yourself. What do you really want to do? What's going to really please you? Because the only thing that you need to please in this world is yourself. If you try to please other people, you will always be disappointed because everyone else has their own agenda anyway, and everyone else is looking for their own happiness. And if you create your own happiness, you can then spread that off into the world. But it's not looking for your happiness through other people, because then you'll always be disappointed. Find out what makes you happy personally, create that for yourself, and then you'll never need happiness from other people. You already have it within yourself. So look at the big picture, and then we also have the Starseed card, what lights you up. So find out what really gets you passionate and gets you going and what really makes you happy, and then go towards that and chase that dream instead of chasing, dreams from other people and what makes other people happy. Find out what makes you happy and go towards that and chase that. Because we also have the rose quartz here, which is all about self-love. So self-love, guys. That is what's going to make you succeed the farthest, doing what you guys want and all that kind of stuff. And that's all for you, pile number 3. All right, so pile number 4, let's find out what's going on for you and what is currently holding you back from your desires and how to fix it. We have some angel aura quartz on the top there that is like, this crystal, guys, is so pretty. And I know it's more of a manufactured type of crystal. It's not natural. It doesn't naturally come out like this, but it's titanium and quartz that are like mixed together and grown, and then it grows and looks all beautiful like that. All right, so pile number 4, we have a lot going on here. So we have the 7 of Pentacles as the first card, which means that you have your dreams and desires. You've kind of planted the seeds. You've been waiting for it to grow. You've been waiting for it to like pop up and prosper and grow into these beautiful flowers. And it's kind of like the gardener waiting for his garden to blossom. But it might be the off season still, so it might not have blossomed yet. And so it's kind of like, it can also represent some disappointment that things are not moving as fast as you wanted them to, because maybe we planted these seeds, but we still have to water them every day, and they still haven't grown. They still haven't grown to the biggest yet. So it's like the waiting process. So the universe is saying that probably what is holding you back from your desires is being a little bit impatient, because then we also have the 5 of Cups. This card also talks about like the impatience and the disappointment that maybe things aren't moving in the way or the direction that you wanted them to. So we've planted the seeds, we have our desires like, known and everything, but it's like we're focused on the lack. We're focused on the things that haven't happened for us yet. We're focused on what has not yet grown. Maybe it's in the process of growing, but we're not focused on the fact that it is growing. We're focused on the fact that it has not grown fully yet. So it's like your current mindset is holding you back from your desires, because when we're focused on the lack, we end up creating more lack. So it's kind of like, the law of attraction. It says that whatever you focus on, you create more of. So if you're not focused on the fact that it is growing, it's going to grow even slower and slower and slower, because you're not giving it the positive energy that it needs to grow faster. With the 5 of Cups, the good thing about this card is that there's 2 filled cups in the background. So if you look at this card, he's focused on the 3 cups in the front that are tipped over, but then there's 2 cups in the background that he's not wanting to really look at. He doesn't even notice that they're there because he's too focused on the lack. So it's talking about we are currently in a lack of mind frame rather than the positivity of, what we actually do have. So obviously the dreams have not come to full fruition yet. Maybe we've put in a lot of effort, we've put in a lot of time for it, but it's not really, showing us or giving back as much as we're putting in yet. But it's also because of the certain mind frame that you have. The universe is saying that you need a switch up of your mind frame in order to manifest your desires. And then we also have the 5 of Pentacles here. And so this card suggests that maybe we, are disappointed that, maybe people aren't noticing that we're in like a crappy situation right now, and that our dreams aren't coming true, and people aren't really offering to help, and we're just kind of there just like guys, like, or maybe we fear being rejected if we ask for help. But it's a card about talking, maybe we need to ask for help. Maybe we need to ask people. Maybe we need to go inside of the church, because these guys are wandering outside of the church, but they don't really want to take the initiative to walk in, because maybe they want to be invited in. But the thing is, everyone's already busy doing their own thing inside of the church. Maybe they don't even notice that they're outside. So the thing with the 5 of Pentacles is that you actually have to go knocking on a door if you want help. You need to go and invite yourself to step forward and take the initiative. Maybe we need to ask for help. Maybe we don't need to ask for help. Again, this is a general reading, so I'm going to point out every single possibility that this card could mean, and then find whatever definition kind of resonates with you, and that's what's going to be true for you. So this card can also represent that we've hit a period where, we put so much effort in, and we're really down, and we feel like a little bit, really disappointed, honestly. We have the 2 5 cards of disappointment, the 5 Pentacles and the 5 of Cups. And don't take this reading negatively. This is in order to help you guys. So please do not take this as a negative thing. This is in order to help you. This is what's kind of holding you back. So it's all the mindsets and the kind of, feelings that you're giving yourself. So just know that you can change it by changing your mindset. You can literally have a full overhaul of everything by just knowing that you can change it with your mind frame, because the law of attraction, if you're going to focus on the 2 cups that are currently behind you, the ones that are full, the things that have happened for you so far, focus on the things to be grateful for. You've planted these seeds, you have these goals, you have these desires, you probably have tried to make them happen, but they haven't yet. So just focus on the good things that have happened so far. Give more gratitude to the things that are looking good, you know, and focus on that. Don't focus on the lack. Don't focus on the fact of what has not grown yet. Only focus on what has grown. Even if they're little, tiny, small things, even if it's like insignificant to you, make it significant. Be like, wow, you know, I did this and I have these little pieces so far, and I'm just gonna go and create more little pieces, because the more little pieces that you have, you're growing. You know, things can often, you know, start out, when they first start out, you only get small pieces with a lot of effort, but then the pieces with more effort keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and soon we barely need any effort to create large, massive pieces. So it's about your story, and you're starting it off. You may have put in a lot of effort so far, but if you do it from a lack mind frame, you'll notice you're only creating more lack. So it's like your own worst enemy here by your own mindset. So if you want to create more abundance, you want these seeds to grow faster, it's time to start thinking in a more abundant mind frame and start feeding it with positivity, because things only grow when you give it positive energy rather than negative energy. If you give it negative energy, it's not really going to grow. It's just going to, you know, get more negative and get more, you know, lower. And so you're kind of only pushing it more deeper into the ground, where if you want it to blossom, it's time to give it the positive, radiant vibes and come at it from a positive, radiant mind frame. And I know that can sound kind of repetitive and annoying, and especially if, you know, you've had a lot of disappointment, it's hard to look at things. It's hard to change your mind frame to a more positive one, but it's just what you got to do, because you do have things to be grateful for. You do have things to, you know, look at with a more abundant mind frame, and keep that positivity going, and it's going to create more positivity for you in your life. We also have the card that says trust the niggle. What's the niggle feeling trying to tell you? So if you have this like underlying feeling of what you need to do, or what, you know, what's the next step for you, trust that feeling and go based on that feeling. Because you probably have these like little intuitive signs that are coming, but you might be in such a negative mind frame that you don't really want to focus on that, because you're just like, oh, like, why do I want to keep doing this if it's not, you know, growing fast enough? It's just like I'm putting in so much effort and it's not coming out. But it's like, just trust your intuition, because you're going to keep creating bigger and bigger pieces. Things do take time, yes, and it sucks, I know. It's like, oh, come on, time, really? Like, be on my side for once, please. But if you come at it from a mind frame of, you know what, time is on my side. I am going to get everything I want. I get things very fast and all this kind of stuff. Like, start writing a book of affirmations. And if you don't know what that is, you can even Google it. It's like, it's really awesome tool for manifestation. Basically what you do is you like write down what you want, but you write it down in present tense as if it's already happening, and it kind of like tricks your mind frame into believing what you want, that it already exists, and it creates it for you a lot faster. So it's something that can probably really help you if you want to manifest your desires and all that kind of stuff. Definitely look into it. We also have the card Saturn of Truth. So Saturn's kind of like a tough planet, you know. It can put us through really harsh lessons, but the thing with Saturn is it teaches us to keep climbing. It's just like, if you're climbing that mountain, and if you don't continue to climb it and climb it your hardest, you'll never reach the top, because sometimes the mountain gets really hard to climb, but it's worth it at the top. Your goal is at the top. If you really want it, Saturn's like, you better keep climbing. Otherwise, I'm going to bring you down really hard, because that's just Saturn's lessons. So it's like, if you're the mountain goat climbing up, because Saturn rules Capricorn, Capricorn's like the mountain goat, be that mountain goat, keep climbing, and keep climbing and keep climbing. This is why Capricorns have such like a strong like work ethic and, you know, all that kind of stuff, is because they're so used to climbing these huge mountains. They're the mountain goat, they're the master climbers to their goals. So it's just like, become that mountain goat and just keep climbing, even if you know, are normally a fish. Learn to be the mountain goat fish. That makes no sense. I hope you guys can make sense of that if you guys know astrology. So keep climbing. Saturn can be difficult. It's also the card of truth. So, you know, sometimes the truth is hard to face, but the truth is whatever you make it. So if your glass is half full or half empty, that's up to you. What do you want to focus on? So what's the truth to you? You make the truth. I prefer my glass to be half full, because that's a more positive way to look at it. So, yeah. We also have the New Moon and Cancer card. You and your loved ones are safe. So just know that like you're totally safe doing this. The universe has got your back. So whatever you focus on, if you focus on the positivity, you will have positive outcomes, I promise you. So that is all for you. Pile number 4, go out there and manifest your dreams and your desires and make them happen, because you totally can. The only thing that you need to work on is your mind frame. And that's a pretty simple thing. Well, I'm not going to call it simple. It's a pretty difficult process in the beginning, but then, you know, once you get used to it, it gets easier. Anyway, that's all for you, pile number 4. So now moving on to pile number 5, let's find out what's going on for you. I am so surprised that this has not like rolled off the cards yet. And excuse my 2 broken nails. I know I'm getting them fixed tomorrow. Ugh, I'm sorry if you guys had to deal with that. Kind of looks kind of gross right now, but this is some opalite and it is a sphere, and I don't know how it literally sat on that card this whole time without rolling off. That is some like magic right there. But opalite is a really beautiful stone. I have these for sale in my store, by the way, so if you guys like the way that this opalite looks, you can definitely you can get them in my store right now. I only have 4 of them left, so if you guys want one, definitely go check it out. Let's find out what's going on for you. Pile number 5. What is currently holding you back from your desires and how to fix it? We have a kitty here that came to help with the tarot card reading. All right, so pile number 5, this is what we have going on for you. So we have the High Priestess here, which talks about using your intuition. So use your intuition, use your gut instincts on things, because your intuition is probably so powerful and so deep, and you're like right in between like where the veil is to the other side and all that kind of stuff. And you can probably tap in and reach into all these different things very easily. We also have somebody here to say hello. So cute. And we also have the Judgment card. And so I feel like it's a time for you, and what's holding you back is like needing to let go of the past. You know, you've probably learned a lot of lessons about how to act, how to be, letting go of the old self, like shedding this old skin and stepping into who you really are. And I think that who you really are is the Queen of Pentacles, and she's somebody who, you know, is the perfect balance between the home life and the work life. She has a job, she's kind of a breadwinner, but also has a beautiful home life. Like, she cooks meals for everybody, she gives out love to everybody, but she's also a very hard worker and has like this really like perfect balance, and she's a really good mother type figure. So it's time to like shed this skin of like who you were and step into this like really good balance between, you know, what you desire in your work life and your love life and your home life and all this kind of stuff. And we also have the Synergy card, the Green Man Synergy card. And so this talks about, you know, like connect with nature and like do all this kind of stuff, like have a really good balance between the spiritual side and the reality side and all this kind of stuff. But again, the Judgment asks us to come to a higher level of enlightenment. And you're probably like, you're right on the verge of that, because we have the High Priestess card, and she's just like, you know, the intuitive one. So you already know kind of what you need to do. You already know what you need to do to find this perfect balance and to get your desires. Like, you have this intuitive feeling, and it is a correct intuitive feeling, by the way. So anything that you're currently feeling, just know you are probably really correct with it. If it comes from, you know, that gut instinct, it is going to be correct for you. We also have the full moon in Leo, don't let your pride get in the way. So it's like, I think this connects with the Judgment card of, you know, however you used to be. If you used to have like a big ego, if you used to have like a lot of pride, or if, you know, you went about things in a more like cocky manner or egotistic manner or whatever, it's like time to shed the old skin and know that you're so connected with everybody. You're connected with Mother Nature. You're connected to this reality. All of us are. We're all on the same level. We're on the same plane or whatever. It's like shedding just an old skin that you used to have, whether you were like that or you're not like that. But that's just another card that's popping up, so that's what I related it to. But it might be like something even more like insignificant than that, or something even more significant than that you are currently having to shed your old skin of to reach a higher place of enlightenment, to reach your goals even better. and all that kind of stuff. And then the next card that we have is Answer the Call. What is your soul calling you to do? And so with this card, I again feel like this really connects to the High Priestess. So your soul has this like inner desire, this inner calling about what you need to do to get to your desires, to get to your goals. I feel like you really already know it deep down inside. And so me like sitting here giving you this tarot reading is like almost a little bit pointless, because like you already know deep down inside exactly what you're being called to do and what you need to do in order to reach your desires. So it's like you're very intuitive, you already understand it. And so just listen to that call within and just let me be that like the second little piece of confirmation for you to know that, you know, your inner gut instincts are so correct. So, like, you're on the right path. You know what to do. You have these urges, so just follow them. The last card we have is Chiron, of healing. And so it's just like, heal past wounds. Don't let the past haunt you. Don't let anything that you've done in the past, you know, come up and creep up and, you know, bring you down in any type of way. With the Judgment card, it can also talk about, you know, maybe we've had this past that we're not so proud of, and don't let it creep up at any time, because anytime it does, it's going to hold you back. So don't ever regret anything that you've done in the past. Let go of regrets, because you've already stepped into this new person. You're a completely new person now. You're not that old person anymore. So maybe that old person like didn't deserve your desires and your goals, but the person you are now does. So don't, you know, think about your past and be like, oh, maybe I don't deserve to have like this desire of mine because of what I've done in the past. It's like, no, like look at who you are right now. Be that amazing, good person, and you do deserve it. Like, you are perfect, you're good, and heal the wounds from the past. Don't let them follow you. Don't let them chase you. Just know that you deserve what you're wanting and you can chase after it. Just, you know, be that amazing soul. Heal the past. Step into this beautiful Queen of Pentacles type of figure who has this perfect balance of everything, knows exactly, you know, what to do, because you have the High Priestess card there and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Heal that past. Go forward with your intuition. You're probably incredibly psychic. So yeah, that is all for you. Pile number 5. Wow, I got it to stick again. Oh wow, that sphere, I'm always scared it's just gonna like roll off any second. So that is all for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me and hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already. I make these videos all the time. If you guys have any suggestions for future pick a card readings or any other videos like that that you guys want me to do, definitely drop them in the comment section down below so I can read it and possibly make that video for you guys, because I'd love to hear you guys' suggestions on what you guys want to see from me. And don't forget to check out my crystal shop, which is linked in the description box down below as well. If you guys like crystals, I also make bracelets as well. I'm not wearing any of them right now. I don't know why. Usually I'm wearing them in every video. But yeah, definitely check that out if you guys are interested in that sort of stuff. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.